So Sparkman Corporation is bringing the Never Chase a Paycheck Again tour to St. Louis at Greater Faith Family Focus Center at 4141 Natural Bridge. If you have a GPS, you don't know where it's at, put the zip code 63115 and it'll take you right there. It'll be this Saturday, the 14th from 9 to 2 o'clock. Now, you need to register for this event and for the Continental Breakfast, too. And you go to esparkman.com for that. The Never Chase a Paycheck Again tour will be hosted by Dr. Robert Watkins. Many thanks to our joint sponsors, United Parcel, St. Louis County Police, and Bethesda Health Group. And Dr. Robert Watkins joins me right here. Dr. Watkins, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic. Great to be with you. And I thank God for Marilyn Parker for connecting us together. And I'm excited to come to St. Louis and talk about how to never chase a paycheck again on Saturday. I'm just excited about the people who are going to receive some life-changing information and inspiration to make sure that not only that they learn how to get out of debt and stay out of debt, but how to grow their incomes. And so we want those people that are unemployed. I believe with the information that we're going to be sharing that the unemployment rate in St. Louis area is going to come down. I just believe that because new jobs are going to be created and people are going to create their own jobs and incomes are going to go up based on something that's already in their life. So I'm very excited about this Saturday.
That's going to be great. And, you know, people like me who, you know, through the generations, really the only financial advice we ever had was save money for a rainy day and keep a job.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more complicated than that these days, wouldn't you say?
Well, absolutely. You know, my father worked for 35 years on the assembly line at Ford Motor Company, and that was the financial advice I got. Boy, go to school, get a good job, and work hard, and get married, and your life will work out. Well, it didn't work out that way. I ended up in $35,000 in credit card debt, over-mortgaged, buying cars that I couldn't afford. I didn't have any financial discipline. And so it's more so in this new economy, especially with the unemployment rate where it is, with 3,300 churches that have foreclosed.
That's a lot of churches, doctor. That's a lot of churches that have been foreclosed.
3,300 as reported by CNN. That's not a made-up number. And majority of those churches are African-American. And you ask why. And my suggestion is that we don't have the information. And so we're preaching at each other, and we need good preaching. I love a great sermon, but is that going to help me pay my bills? Is it going to help put my kids to college? Am I going to be able to afford a wedding for my daughter? Am I going to be able to leave a lasting legacy? Is my home going to be paid off before I die? And for most people, the answer is no, because we don't have the right information. So where do we spend a lot of our time? We spend a lot of our time in churches and in schools that are not giving us the information we need, economically speaking, to stay in our homes. And so our lives are not over-mortgaged, and we end up dying in debt, unfortunately.
Dr. Robert Watkins is chairman and founder of Kings and Priests, a multinational nonprofit organization who has had a huge impact on thousands of organizations and individuals for over 10 years. He's even partnered with Pastor T.D. Jakes. How did you get on his radar?
Well, we do a large business conference every year. It's called the Conquer Business Conference. Last year we had about 4,000 people. And we've had some tremendous speakers, such as Bishop Jakes, such as Creflo Dollar, and even some marketplace people like Willie Jolly, and you may know Truett Cathy, the Cathy family of Chick-fil-A. And these people come, they're all faith-based, they love God, but they did more than just pray to get to where they were. And so what I asked Bishop Jakes to do, hey, tell us, you didn't just start making movies overnight. You didn't know Will Smith when you first started. What was the first thing you did? You didn't just know Oprah. Well, how did you get there? And what email did you send? What did you say in the email? You know, did you write a business plan? Who wrote it for you? And so those are the types of things that I called Bishop Jakes and said, look, would you come and help us? We don't need any preaching. We just need strategy. We need information. We need content that is practical so that we can teach our children. And he said, yes, we'll come. And we were able to get him there. So we thank God for that.
That was great. That's great. So this event this Saturday that's going to be going on, you got 5 sessions. The first one is called Understanding God and Money. What I guess my question would be, what's the relation between God and money? Because we always hear money is the root of all evil. And then people say, no, that's not true. Love of money is the root of all evil.
Well, absolutely. Right now, there are more than 2,350 scriptures on how to handle money, how to raise money, possessions, how to be good stewards over it. 2,350 scriptures. That's more scriptures than faith and hell and prayer combined. And then Jesus said, if you're not faithful over the little that you have, I cannot trust you with much. So that was a test of money. And so God shows us how to grow our incomes, how to grow our assets. God is very interested in our personal economies. Because the more you have, the more that you can give. And so there is a great relationship between God and the things that we're supposed to have. Because how can you help the poor if you're poor? How can you not be a blessing to someone if you're not blessed? And so there is a great relationship between God and money. And God teaches us how to handle money and grow money. And that's what we're going to share on Saturday.
So you said there are how many scriptures that talk about money?
2,350. That's a fact.
I never knew that. So why do we spend so much time on sin? Where everybody talks about, it's a sin to do that. It's a sin to do that. Why aren't we talking about that? Is that the most mentions of any one thing in the Bible, or is it one of the?
No, it absolutely is. Because the only time we hear about money is during offering, and so in our churches, and so we use money we use those scriptures to get money. Well, Ecclesiastes 11:2 is very clear when Solomon writes that we should invest in 7, yea, 8 ventures, for you don't know what evil may come upon the land. Now, every other religion understands this. The Jewish religion understands this. Muslims understand this. Every other religion understands this except most Christians. So,
Why?
Well, you can't teach something that you don't know. And so when you are watching television, for example, you try to read the Wall Street Journal and Money Magazine and Entrepreneur Magazine, and you try to watch MSNBC, it's very confusing and complex. That's why I don't teach securities and Wall Street jingle. It's just over many people's heads. It's just not Main Street. And so when we're in these institutions and our colleges and universities and our churches, for some reason, we rather talk about every other subject other than money. Money is a very sensitive subject. So we like to say things like, the less you have, the more spiritual you are. And so we make excuses for why we don't have money. Well, then we talk about sin. Well, because you're in sin, that's why that you're broke. No, not at all. That's not God. And so we don't teach strategy because it's not a popular thing. Look, I know how to hoop like the best of them. I'm an ordained minister. I know how to entertain people and whip people's emotions up. But emotions doesn't get your bills paid. Emotions doesn't pay off your house. Emotion doesn't keep a job. What keeps those things is discipline and having a plan and a strategy, and most people just don't have that.
Dr. Robert Watkins is with us. He'll be hosting Never Chase a Paycheck again. The tour is coming to St. Louis this Saturday at Greater Faith Family Focus Center at 4141 Natural Bridge. Now, you do have to pre-register for the event and the Continental Breakfast. esparkman.com, the letter E, SPARKMAN.com, all one word. And there's a lot of information for you to learn. Have we as parents, and I'm talking about like me as a parent, because I have 2 adult children, have we failed our children in educating them about financial things?
I think we have, and I think it's generational, and it's very unfortunate. And the information that we're going to share, the reason I'm sharing it really at a 5th grade level, so that you can share it with your children. Your life and your life, my life. I'm a parent of 2 beautiful daughters. You have grandchildren. Our lives are not about us now. Our lives are about our children's children's children. And it is an indictment against our children if we don't leave a legacy. Wealth is not money. Wealth is anything that can be handed down from generation to generation. A business plan is wealth. An idea is wealth. Values are wealth. You can't see wealth. Wealth is intangible. And so these things are more valuable than money itself. But if you don't have the information to hand down, like my father handed down to me, just get a job. Well, what if there is no jobs? Now what do I do? There's no plan B. So in college and universities, they train you for one thing only, is to get a job. In the MBA program, they train you to get a job. Mm-hmm. And so you spend 4 years plus 4 years getting a job. And God forbid if you didn't graduate from high school, the average income of those who graduate from high school with no college degree is about $26,000. So how are you going to raise a family and leave a lasting legacy for your children? It'd be very tough. So our generations coming after us will struggle even more so than what we struggled because the economy is a little bit different than what it was when you and I were coming up.
Never Chase a Paycheck again. It's going to be in St. Louis this Saturday at the Greater Faith Family Focus Center. Now, a lot of people who are watching this will probably say, you know what, I've been to some of these seminars before, and I get there, in the first 10 minutes, I'm lost, because they're talking about financial dividends, they're talking about, equity and this and that and the other, and it sounds like something that I can't afford, and I definitely don't understand it. So what would you tell someone to make them understand that this particular event is going to be different from anything they've ever been to?
Well, first of all, we're talking about growing your income, growing your money, growing what you have, being a good steward over what you have. And I teach it from the vantage point of, let's start with what you have right now. When I was growing up, we didn't have a grocery store down the street. We had seed. We had tomato seed. We had cucumber seed, watermelon seed. We had to plant those seeds and water those seeds and pray over those seeds and pray that one day that they will grow up soon. Or we knew we weren't going to have anything to eat. Well, many people live like that now. And so what makes us different, I'm not talking about all those complex structural things and that people really can't grasp. The Bible says very simply that God confounds the wise with simple things. Truett Cathy, who owns Chick-fil-A, he's a billionaire today from a chicken sandwich. Oprah Winfrey is not rich from some complex theory. She's wealthy today because of a camera and a couch, just like you, right? It's always something simple. The Colonel, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is wealthy today from fried chicken. Coca-Cola sells sugar water. Well, how did they become such a billion-dollar corporation? By the secret recipe. It's always something simple. And so what my job is there in St. Louis is to mine the hearts of people. There's something God already placed there. And my job is to help pull that out, and so you can see it, so you can tangibilize it. Now let's put a corporation around it, take it to the masses, so you can begin to prosper from it. That's what makes this a little bit different. And I'm not a prosperity pep rally type guy, right? I'm a strategy guy, inch by inch. Success is a cinch, and that's been my mantra, and that's been the key to my own success.
This is going to be a great event. If you have a free weekend, make your plans. It'll be over early enough for you to get on with the rest of your day. It starts at 9 a.m. It'll run for 5 hours until 2. It's going to be at the Greater Faith Family Focus Center at 4141 Natural Bridge. It's called Never Chase a Paycheck Again, and the tour is coming to town this Saturday. esparkman.com to register for it and the Continental Breakfast. It's been great talking to you, Dr. Watkins. This has been great, very informative, and I'm looking so forward to this weekend.
Well, I'm looking forward to it as well. So I want to encourage everyone to come out, and thank you again to Marilyn Parker. She's been a trooper working behind the scenes, and our objective is to make sure everybody in there understands the will of God for their lives and how to make money. What a great life that would be.
And big ups to Sparkman Corporation for actually bringing you to town. That's great, too. And again, sponsors United Parcels, St. Louis County Police, and Bethesda Health Group. So we look forward to seeing you on Saturday, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.